the American Consulate, Mumbai, and G2, the Global Gujarati, join the international celebrations of the success that continues to swirl around The Great Gatsby, with this evening's The Great Gatsby Goes to Gujarat. We are delighted to welcome our very, very special guest, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, who I think deserves a huge round of applause. We now come to what we've all been waiting for, the highlight of this evening. It is time to train our spotlights on a man who has the world's spotlights trained on him, Amitabh Bachchan, in conversation with Abhinav Agarwal, CEO and editor of G2 and an unabashed film buff. Abhinav, can I request you to escort Mr. Bachchan to the podium, please?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible night this is. I can't believe I'm sitting here in front of the man, the legend, the angry young man, the one-man industry, the big B, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan himself. His daughter Shweta and I were in the same school. And every once in a while, Mr. Bachchan would come in. You could almost feel his presence in the air. The sternest of teachers would turn weak-kneed and blush and run out to catch a glimpse of him. And now, Mr. Bachchan, sir, to be sitting in front of you is a great honor indeed. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We're here to celebrate your first appearance in a Hollywood production, The Great Gatsby. Can you describe how your experience was working in Hollywood?
Sure. Let me first start by thanking the U.S. Consulate in Mumbai, G2 Magazine,
Thank you, sir.
and for your very gracious and kind words, none of which I deserve. But it's wonderful to be here and to be able to talk about Great Gatsby. Baz Luhrmann, who is an Australian, was on a private visit to India. He was actually touring India on a motorcycle. And one fine day, I had a call from my office saying that he wishes to meet me, and I wondered why he would want to meet me and how he would know who I was. He was Baz Luhrmann, you know, the great director, maker of Moulin Rouge, Romeo and Juliet, and such wonderful films that he's made and produced. So he came over with an artist friend of his, who had some wonderful artwork which he presented to me. We talked about the country, we talked about everything under the sun except cinema. And he went away. And a year and a half after that, I had another message from him saying he wishes to speak to me. We went on Skype, we spoke, and he said, I'm making the Gatsby, the Great Gatsby, and there's a small role which he wishes that I would do. And I readily agreed, more as a gesture of friendship than anything else. But that's how Gatsby happened. My role is that of Maya Wolfsheim, who's is a kind of a mentor to the Great Gatsby in the film. Gatsby has almost looked upon him as a father figure. There were many controversies that were surrounding Wolfsheim, the fact that he had fixed one of the ball games in 1919, and that he was very close to Gatsby. A lot of the wealth that came to Gatsby, it was alleged that came through the kind offices of Wolfsheim, but all these are, you know, more speculative. But he was there in his life as a great friend, and that's what the role portrayed. It's just one small little scene, and I am really quite amazed why so much attention is being paid on just a small scene that lasts only for a couple of minutes in the film. But all the same, it was a great honor and a great privilege to be working in a Hollywood production for the first time, and to be alongside, you know, some of the greatest artists of Hollywood, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobey Maguire, Carey Mulligan, who's British, Joel Edgerton, who's also an Australian, and a fantastic crew that made this entire experience so valuable for me as an artist. Just absolutely thrilled to do that.